All right, here we go. Getting in a quick walk between meetings. Let's see. All right. So for the next few days, I'm just getting recalibrated, starting to actually like use my body again and feel like myself. It's been like a really crazy couple of weeks, and it's been a while since I've seen you guys. So hi, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Spinning Mama. My name is Sonia. It is, as always, a pleasure to see you all. This time, rather than being on my bike, I am taking some steps today. I'm doing about 2,000 steps if we can get them in before. That's weird. But yeah, we're gonna do some steps before my next meeting. And I thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about what's coming down the pike, so to speak. So I am working with the local schools in the Hudson Valley, learning about independent education. So my daughter is actually in a private preschool, but I think there's like a lot more to the world of pre-K than I knew about. And if I'm just learning about it, then probably there are other folks who would really benefit from the information. So I'm speaking with heads of schools, heads of marketing for schools, different leaders within the various schools, learning about the different styles of schools. And in addition to like talking to everyone, I have a podcast called Open Enrollment, which you'll see populating here on YouTube. And if you follow me elsewhere, you'll see it there too. And I'm also doing shorts where I talk about activities that I'm doing in the Hudson Valley area. And I'm pretty excited about it. I've been learning about YouTube over the last year. If you can believe it, I've been on YouTube now for 1 year. And it's been an amazing experience going through the process of learning how to go live, learning how to post videos on demand, getting comfortable on camera, getting the right tools to make everything engaging, and finding new and exciting ways to talk with you, like being on the treadmill now, and doing my walking pad routine, being on my bike before, and still, and doing like more hardcore cardio. So it's just all pretty awesome to be getting into this all again with you. Hey, sad kid. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's almost exactly 1 year. So I appreciate the hearts. I appreciate the comment. Thank you very much. That's really kind of you. I've really been working on this super hard. And like we grew from almost, I think we had 20 subscribers from like day one. And we're at over 830 subscribers. We've almost made the like official monetization milestone. Thank you so much for subscribing, sad kid. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But yeah, like we're just getting our sea legs for the last year. And now I feel like, okay, I understand the technology. I understand the approaches that work well for me on my end as a mom and as a working person, so that we can have a thriving community here. And I honestly just got like crazy overwhelmed over the last like 6 months. I went through a breakup. I like had to put myself back together and got like fried a little bit there. But hello from Florida. Hi, I'm in New York. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. This is a Spinning Mama. My name is Sonia. This is all like a space of transformation, getting to like a better version of ourselves inside and out. This year, I'm starting off with a focus on education. I'm a Montessori mom at heart, and my daughter is at a Montessori school. I'm getting to know all of the schools in the Hudson Valley region. I'll be sharing a lot of information with you all here about that. So if you know someone who lives in New York, and you know they live along the Hudson River, you might want to send them my way, especially if they're new parents or thinking about having kids, because they'll get the inside scoop on all the schools in the area. And I'm pretty excited to be bringing that to you all. And today I'm just hopping on the treadmill, dropping a few thousand steps, and then I have a meeting at noon. So if I get over 2,000 steps, great. But I just want to get my body moving again. I've been doing a lot with my bike, as you all know. Last year I threw my back out for the first time, so I did a lot of glute and leg exercises as well, a lot of core tightening and strengthening. So now, I'm just like coming off of all that, the emotional roller coaster, like physically getting sick the last couple of weeks and improving my health. I just learned that I have like a really serious eye condition too. So, you know, life keeps life in even when you get on here and you feel like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing, I got this. You know, something else is just gonna show up. But I love that we have this community here, because it means that, hey, when things get tough, like we have each other, we can still talk things out. I can share what I'm learning. Joining the rare disease community is a weird thing to be doing in public. But here we are, you know. But I'm just really grateful that in all of this, it's not just me being like, look at me, I'm amazing. But instead of saying, here's some cool stuff that I'm learning. Here's some cool things that I've seen. Here's some really helpful resources. And being able to be of service to you all while I'm doing this YouTube thing, which I think is like pretty much the dream. Like if I could just make my full-time income here, I would love that. Because working with you all means that I know I'm making a difference in each of your life experiences to some degree, and that's pretty special. I love the work that I do full-time as well, so I guess I just want to do both and like have them both be supported. And I think we're getting there, slowly but surely. I'm really excited for the podcast style, like video on demand videos. So they're gonna be kind of split screen conversations between myself and a school director. It's probably gonna be 2 parts for the first episode, just because it's gonna be, you know, a lot of editing and figuring out where things go. But I'll release both parts together. We're doing the recording this week, which is really exciting. And we're definitely going to be diving into like the value of Montessori outside of kindergarten. And if you have a little one, then you know like Montessori concepts probably just by like watching toddler content, right? Like letting your kid be free to roam and to explore and learn, giving them opportunities to play, to learn, letting them choose the activity that they're going to be engaging in. These are all things that are super important for kind of building up that child's self-esteem and really getting to a place where the child is feeling like the leader and feeling like they're the one feeling like they're the ones who are kind of in the driver's seat, right? And so my little one is totally supported in her school with that Montessori approach. And then I support her at home by making sure that the environment is very safe for her and very accessible to her. Hello, VIP goat blocks. Hey. Yeah, so she has like the full reign of this apartment. She can be in any room by herself or with me. She likes to work independently. She likes to have like parallel play where I'll be doing something and she does something else. Sometimes she likes to play with me or with my sister or with her cousins. But in school, I've learned that she likes parallel play, where she plays by herself, which is kind of sweet because it means that she likes to really concentrate, and I know she likes to concentrate. And it's important to let toddlers do that. But what you might not know is that the Montessori approach, the Montessori way, it goes way beyond just when they're little tykes, right? Between the ages of 0 and 5. So Montessori is a great foundation for any child. But if your child starts out with Montessori, it actually can be really great to let them keep going because there's a freedom for the child to be curious, and that curiosity is encouraged. Even if they are on like a slight curriculum, the point isn't to force them to learn a certain way. So let's say you love music. Instead of learning math as this complete abstract with no connection to something you care about, you can connect the abstract concepts of mathematics with the abstract concepts of music, right? And music theory, and learn about counting and beats and multiplication through the math of music, which is pretty cool because when you're thinking about steps and you're thinking about composition, it really is an equation. Once you've chosen a key, which note will correspond is very mathematical to which sound is going to be the right sound for your piece. Whether you're going major, minor, diminishing, or augmenting, these are all things that you can do without having an instrument in front of you, using your mind, right? The cool thing about the Montessori approach is that if that way speaks to you, you can choose to learn that way and become exceptional at something like math through something you love. Or you could become really excited about mathematics and you can focus on that, right? But you'll think about math in a holistic way. How do you talk about math? How do you present your findings? How do you explore the concepts, right? And what questions would you ask? What is your mode of inquiry? And you really build those critical thinking skills that you want to see in your upper elementary and middle school age kids. And you often lose that in traditional education spaces because they're so tightly bound to a curriculum. So if there's one subject that a child's really interested in, they only get a set amount of time to work within that subject. And vice versa, if they're not doing super well in a subject, they only get a small amount of time to work in that subject, or too much time, right? Focusing on a subject that they hate or that they're not super interested in. So what's great about the Montessori approach, especially for those upper elementary and middle school age kids, is that you're getting all of this amazing content, right? You're getting all of this amazing learning, and you're doing it from a place where the child is leading you and saying, this is what I really love about this. Can you help me learn more? And I think this is a really exciting space for a person who doesn't love the kind of industrialist nature of the public school system, who doesn't want their child to feel like they have to approach things in a formal, and by formal I don't mean appropriate, I mean formal as in you do it this way or it's wrong kind of way. And instead, your child can develop these really exciting skill sets that are really focused on what their interests are, what their gifts already are. And then when they're ready to go to college, if they want to, they'll be way ahead of their age group because everything was enveloped and focused through the lens of the subjects that they care the most about. But they're getting a well-rounded education because they're using all of those different skills to engage in the critical thinking and inquiry necessary to learn the new skill that they are loving. And I think that's just something that you have to, cross your fingers and pray your kid gets a really great teacher in the public school system, or you have to intentionally develop it and give your kid the chance to have it by putting them in an environment that sees that approach